I want y'all to understand something. Over the years that I've been making content, I've quickly seen how things can turn, right? You got the women who are more thin and petite, right? They were considered the standard of what guys would want, right? Especially if they have attractive faces. Now all of a sudden, women are doing everything possible to get as quote unquote thick as possible. You know, I did the video today about Bow Wow and Future's baby's mother, Joy, and she mentioned in her video, she did a Q&A video, and my video was in response to her Q&A. And she said that she likes to eat, right? But you know, whenever she does seek to lose weight, she gets too thin, and there are times where she gets too thick. Like, women do think like this. There are women who are literally putting on weight just to look thick. It's like when football players put on weight just so they can be on the offensive line or defensive line. A lot of these guys are they're naturally tall, but they're not naturally big. So they have to consume a lot of calories, keep that weight up. That's why when they retire, they end up dropping a lot of weight because they ate as much as they needed to keep a certain weight. Now you got women watching their weight because they don't want to lose their thickness, right? They're afraid if they lose weight, their butt is going to get smaller. Their thighs are going to get smaller. And that's not what they want, because in their minds, that attention that they're getting is going to diminish. And that's not where women used to be. Women never used to have that type of mentality. That mentality was to be as fit as possible. I mean, that is still the thing. You know, women are getting into the gym and they're naturally getting those curves, right? Naturally getting those curves. You know, and I'm not saying they're not seeking attention, because a lot of them are. All of a sudden, all these women as fitness instructors or trainers or whatnot. But understand this: men are not going to marry attention seekers. Men are not going to marry women who love their IG more than they love that man. Like, if she had to choose, she's going to choose that IG. She's going to choose that OnlyFans. Even though, especially with OnlyFans, that's not really long term. It really isn't. Because people are going to lose interest at some point. Then what are you going to do, right? I think that women are not giving men enough credit when it comes to understanding the female mind, and understanding that a lot of women these days, for the most part, are not looking to settle down like that. They say they do, but that's not the reality, because once they do get into a situation where a guy proposes to them, according to them, they end up rejecting those proposals. You know, you got women out here saying that, you know, they're rejecting proposals, right? If you believe that. They're out here rejecting guys left and right. That's what you hear. I don't know if that's really true, right? So again, why are you rejecting these proposals? Is it because, you know, you chose the validation of others? You chose not to want to be quote unquote submissive to your husband? Because that could be a reality. Like, if you look at it, you got women that, you know, they're going to look at who they're with and they're going to say, is this guy worth it? You know, I still have options. Like right now, you got women in their 40s and 50s who still think they have options. Now look at Jennifer Lopez. She's single again. She thinks she got options just because she was able to get with, you know, Alex Rodriguez, who's 6 years younger than her. Like, that's the type of mentality that is destroying women, because women don't understand there's more of you than us. So you definitely need to be careful thinking about that there's going to be men in abundance. No, there's not, especially the type of men that you're looking for. And a lot of these women are giving off side chick energy anyway. You're giving off side chick energy. You don't come off as a wife. You come off as somebody who's a temporary jump off a side piece. You don't have what it takes to be somebody's wife, to get married, because your mentality is crazy. Your mentality isn't of a wife. Your mentality is of somebody who's just seeking to have a good time. You're not even necessarily seeking that commitment because you haven't committed to wanting to be with just one guy, especially if you have somebody who has self-esteem issues. You know, you have to be very careful of being around women with self-esteem issues because those self-esteem issues could wreak havoc on your relationship because they're gonna think you're cheating. You know, they're not gonna want you to sort of be a leader in your home. They're gonna want control. They're gonna want say so. And I think that the dating market is so full of women with side chick energy that these women are so delusional that they think that they're going to get a husband even though they're giving off side chick energy. You got women with 2-3 kids by 2 different men who they never married, who they were never even close to getting married to. They still think they're going to pull a Sierra and get a Russell Wilson. The thing about the difference with Sierra wasn't dumb. Sierra knew that she did not want to be a single mother. And she had to go out there and find her a husband who was a guy who was successful, but she can also help mold him in certain ways. Make sure y'all like the stream, man. Let's get the likes up. But some of these women aren't that socially intelligent. And I said that today in my video about Joy Chavis. She's not the most socially intelligent female. And when you're not socially intelligent, you overplay your hand thinking that you have a good hand. But as soon as you put it on the table, you still get beat by everybody else. You still lose because you had a losing strategy. Sitting up there talking about how you working and you making your own money. No successful man cares that you're doing everything on your own. They're going to look at your value as a woman and they're going to say, man, she got 2 kids by 2 different men. Do I really want that type of person around me? I mean, maybe I could date her. She can be a side chick, but wife, I don't think so. I don't see her as a wife. I really don't. I don't see her as a wife. She's not wife material. But she is side chick material. She's somebody that I can, get with every now and then, right? As a side project, but that's about it. There are women that just don't understand you're giving off side chick energy to a lot of these men, especially men who know women and understand women. These guys will be able to pick up on that very quickly, and they will categorize you very quickly, and they will know how to approach you very quickly. This is a new day and age. Things are different. I think that we are in a situation where women don't want to listen to us. But there are some that will, but a lot of women just don't want to listen to us. Why do you think you see the pushback towards a guy like a Kevin Samuels? The heavy pushback, because somebody can get notoriety from being able to be honest with women is something that is nowadays seen as a problem. It's a problem when you're able to tell women the truth. I think a lot more of these women need to hear the truth before it's too late. Before they find themselves single and alone for a long time. You're going to be watching your children get older and you're still going to be single because you have not been able to shake the side chick energy that you give off, because you're still obsessed with one of your baby's fathers. Okay? You're worrying more about trying to show that you're an independent woman that can do it on your own, instead of you fixing your mistakes quickly like Sierra did. Sierra had 1 child out of wedlock. She never did that again. And the fact that you have women that will have 1 child out of wedlock and then go and have another child out of wedlock and then think that somebody's going to come along and wife them up. That's not how it goes a lot of times, especially a guy who you want that is successful, right? That's tall. That's in the best shape of his life. You're looking for Mr. Perfect. But what happens when Mr. Perfect ain't looking for you like that? He's looking for a good time too. He's not looking to be in a long-term relationship. And I think there are women who are running into those situations right now, and the bitterness is coming through. Very, very bitter. They're very, very bitter about how their relationships are going. But again, you have to be careful of the type of men you give energy to. A lot of them are giving energy to the wrong type of men. And then they wonder why the relationships are failing. Those relationships are failing because you're giving energy to the wrong type of men. You have to be able to read the room, so to speak, and not rely on men's deceptiveness, because there are men who can be very deceptive. If men are more direct with women, I think that could help things, because it will keep you dudes out the friend zone. It would keep you from wasting time and money. I know that's for sure. But I also know that way, way too many of these women, modern day wives, are giving off a lot of side chick energy. And they have to understand that when you're doing that, you're going to attract men who will never see you as a wife or anything long term.